What's happening? Of course, you know it's your boy B Hot Radio Shout and stepping in the building. I got one of the greatest producers of all time off in this thing, ATL legend and icon, Mr. DJ. What up, boss?
Hey, what's happening, boss?
Man, feeling good, feeling great in this thing,
I'm
man.
feeling good too, man. Feeling great. Happy to be here, man.
Hey, DJ, talk to me though, man. We got a new album on the way. I mean, what's this about? Because I know this production is about to be stupid as hell.
Yes, sir. First and foremost, the production will be right. Me, Mr. DJ, I decided I decided that I wanted to be creative in a different way. I mean, I'm known as a producer, and that's what I've always done.
Yeah.
But you know, a producer knows everything about music, everything about it. So I decided that I wanted to do an album, man. Just be creative in a different way. Now that my perspective is different, it's more of a reflective perspective. So just kind of wanted to share that and free myself up a little bit, man, and do a little music, man.
Okay, so when you're talking about this music, though, as an artist, I mean, in what direction are we going with this? Because see, I know you could go all over the place with this thing, DJ.
You know what? That was one of the dilemmas once I decided that I wanted to be put on my artist hat. That was one of the dilemmas was what do you talk about at this point in life? So what I ended up landing on was just my perspective of life at this point. So I'm giving you an album, really, man, of life of somebody that's been in the music industry since 17.
My God.
And I'm 51 now. With, you know, without any shame.
Come on.
So it's coming from a different perspective, and it's just a good time album, man. I made sure that this album was about having a good time, and I reflect on how we came up, how I started with less fortunate and whatnot, but also the evolution of that and where it took me to and what it did for me and my family and all of those things. So that's kind of what the album is about. But then, you know, we got them really serious beats, that really real serious production, the real time put into how the album was made, with an effort to do things to be different from everything else. You know?
Well, see, DJ, I know you're one of those producers that makes timeless music, man.
Yes, sir.
So now, how long has this project been, curing, I would say?
Oh man, so that's gonna take me back, man. I'm gonna be honest with you, man, and not to take away from the art of the project and the diligence of the project. To be honest with you, my friend, I put the album together in 2 months.
What?
From the moment that I decided that I was gonna do my artist thing and do an album, it took me a full 2 months. Now, granted, I stopped doing everything else that I have to do in life as an adult. All my other businesses, I kind of put them on the back burner. I put everything to the side, and I totally blacked out for about 2 months, and it was pretty therapeutic. I was able to actually reflect on my life in a way that I had not done in a while. So in digging for what I wanted to write about, it allowed me to reflect a little bit on my life and my path and my journey that I've been on. So that's how I ended up with the type of album, and that's why it actually only took me 2 months to do it, man, because I think once I started pulling from that well of truth and what my life really is and what I'm talking about, man, my bucket was full. I had so much to pull from, so it made it pretty easy, and it all came together within 2 months.
Well, we're about to go on a long-ass journey, DJ, because, I mean, I would love to understand your perspective starting at 17 and making it to 51. Absolutely. You see what I'm saying? A lot of folks ain't even making it to 51, and then being able to say, okay, my hindsight is 2020, but also I can see into the future at the same time, because I've always been a futurist in this game as well. Okay,
absolutely.
So can you take me back to Southside Atlanta, realizing that you love some music, and did you think that the type of shit that you was putting together was gonna go to the to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, sir?
Man, okay, so if we're gonna go all the way back, we're gonna go all the way back to Southside High School. So I started out as a DJ. Okay. I used to play with my mom's turntables as a kid, used to tear those up. So you know what? We're going to start with, how did I even decide that I wanted to be a DJ? Because DJing was my entrance into the music business. Okay, so used to play with my mom's turntables at home. One of my homeboys in the apartments that I lived in, Fairburn townhouses. he came home one day and he had some scratching and DJing on an 8-track tape, and I don't know how he got it on the 8-track tape. He had gone to one of his friends' house and came back and played me something he DJ'd.
Yeah.
So that was my first, a sign that I like DJing.
Yeah.
So I started tearing up my mom's turntables, whatnot, scratching and everything.
Yeah.
So eventually I moved to Texas. Okay.
Wow.
Me and my mom moved to Texas for a job situation.
Yeah.
So we had to relocate to Texas. I went to it was this little country town called Denton, Texas. Denton, Texas was out in the country about 2 hours from Dallas, Fort Worth, so it was a country town.
Yeah.
So we listened to the big DJs up in Dallas, Fort Worth. It was the Fila Fresh Crew. Dr. Rock was the DJ.
Yeah.
So there was this big deal about Dr. Rock coming to Denton, Texas. So he was making an appearance at the skating rink in Denton, Texas.
Yeah.
So it was a big deal because nothing happened in this little country town in Texas.
Yeah.
So everybody crowded at the skating rink. I'm at the skating rink, wanting to see why is it such a big deal about this DJ Dr. Rock.
Yeah.
So we in there at the skating rink packed, man. He got the whole stage set up on the backside. I know I'm going way off, but I got to pull it all together. You got to hear it all. So he got his platform set up, the DJ set up, everybody jamming. No skating, this is just everybody jamming. Man, when I watched this DJ, the power of the DJ became apparent to me at that moment. Man, I watched this guy. I saw him. Back then we had records and the headphones. You had to figure we didn't have no cue points and none of that. So he was cueing this record, man. He was getting it ready, and I'm like, man, why is he so excited about whatever he's doing? He getting that shit together. So I'm watching. Man, when this DJ, he knew what he was about to play. Yeah. He knew how it was going to affect the crowd. Yeah. He knew how everybody was going to turn up. He threw this record on and turned his back to the crowd. But the whole skating rink went bananas. I thought to myself, that is some powerful shit. And he didn't have to say a word. And so that's when I started to understand the power of music and how, frequencies and that make people move in a certain way. So me being I'm kind of a quiet person until now. I tell you, with maturity, man, a lot of things change. Yeah. But I was always like a kind of more of a heard than seen person. Yeah. So the fact that DJ could do that and make that kind of thing happen, and he didn't have to say a word. Yeah. I figured right then that I wanted to be a DJ. Okay. So that was how I started out as a DJ. Southside DJing the school parties, the party in Keisha's garage. Yeah. That's what I was doing, and even so much to the. Ran into DJ Smurf. Back then, DJ Smurf was he Mr. College Park now, but he was DJ Smurf back then. He was a legend for the mixtapes and all of that kind of stuff. He was a legend. So we would be DJing at parties in the neighborhood, and it was almost like breaking in Beach Street back in the day. I would get word. I'm up there DJing. I would get word. Oh shit, Smurf outside. Oh shit. So me and my homeboy DJ Marco that used to DJ with me. We in there fidgeting a little bit. We trying to figure out Smurf outside. Yeah. DJ Smurf would come in. I remember one time this party came in and he really fucked us up. He really shut us. He shut us all the way down. Yeah, man, he shut us all the way down. He was hell with the DJ. Yeah. So I took heed. I'm a student of life at all times. Yeah. So I decided, you know what, I'm gonna go over his house. Yeah. So I started going after school. I started going to Mr. College Park house. Yeah. And he would give me DJing lessons. Crazy. And then I would leave from his house and I would go to Bone Crusher. Me and Bone Crusher lived down the street from me as well. Yeah. His dad owned the club, so he was one of the few dudes that had a Technic 1200 in the garage. Come on now. So we would make our way down to Bone Crushers, and he would also teach me. So Smurf taught me how to transform. Yeah. And then Bone Crusher taught me how to tweak, how to make it how to make it do the twerk. DJs would understand what I'm talking about. Yeah. So that was where my entrance into music came about on the South Side. Eventually, that turned into how I got in the music industry as a professional. Yeah. My cousin, if you don't know, my cousin is Rico Wade. Yeah. And we grew up in the same household. We slept in the same bedroom. Yeah. We came up together. Exactly. So once his opportunity came about and the Outkast secured the deal, at that time I was out being a knucklehead, DJing, but also, you know, I dabbled in car flipping and doing all the things that young kids, they're acting the fool. So I told my cousin Rico, I said, bro, you have to let me DJ for this group. You know I DJ. You know I can do it. And he's like, yeah, man, I know. And so, rest in peace, my cousin Rico. Bless up. You know, we're gonna always uphold his name.
Yes, sir.
He put me in the position as a DJ for Outkast to enter this business, and that was kind of how I got my start. In it.
DJ, I gotta ask you this question before we go any further.
Yeah.
In Atlanta at that time.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you telling me you're going to a random house party, here comes DJ Smurf.
Yeah.
Then you got Bone Crusher living up the street.
Yes, sir.
What was in the water back then? Because it seemed like every regular child that was growing up in the 90s would grow up to be a damn superstar. What was going on in Atlanta at that time?
I'll tell you what was in the water. Individuality. Individuality is what was in the water, what was in the air at that time. You know what I'm saying? Like it was a mission of every artist or everyone that we knew or that was around us to magnify their individuality.
Yeah.
And the being different is what made you a star. A star. Using that different beat that does not sound like what everybody else is using, or that drum machine that does not sound like everybody else is using, or whatever it is that everyone else is using. Back then, everybody's mission was to do the opposite of that. And so that was the formula to win has never changed. It has never changed.
What is it?
To be consistent in what you do, be true to what you do.
Come on.
And be mindful. Be mindful in your speaking, in what you put into the atmosphere.
Okay.
Because it matters now and it matters later.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah, it's the reason music is where it is today. Music is great where it is today because it also creates room for other things.
Yeah.
But our music guides our youth. Our music influences our youth.
Yeah.
If you want to know what the music is saying, if you were deaf but you could see, all you have to do is look at the youth, and they will give you a definition of what the music is and what is going on.
You ain't never lied, DJ.
Bro. So that was the difference in the people coming up back then, us as artists and us as individuals back then coming up, as opposed to now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now, you're growing up with Rico.
Yes, sir.
What was it about Rico that allowed him to be one of the greatest of all time as well, and to pioneer a movement that, you know, Atlanta would be based upon moving forward? You know, a lot of people feel like it starts with Rico.
Yes, sir.
You see what I'm saying? Even though there was a lot of stuff going on before Rico, a lot of Atlanta folks feel like it started with Rico.
Yes, sir.
Talk to me about that.
Reek was a dreamer. Reek was a big dreamer. Reek made you a dreamer.
Yeah.
If Rico said, man, hey, you call him and say, hey, man, what you doing? Hey, nothing, man. We out here trying to build a space shuttle. Come bring your belts and come your tool belt and come on. You really, in your back of your head, you might be like, space shuttle. but really, you already done grabbed your keys and you on the way though.
On the way to go.
Yeah, because you believe, he made you believe that whatever it is we about to do, we're about to do it, because, and the reason we believed it, because whatever else we had set out to do before music, whatever it was, whether it was painting the car, whether it was moving from these, whatever it was, we had done it. We achieved what we set out to do.
That's right.
So, we always believed in Rick, and Rick always led us in a. We came from a less fortunate, background, so to speak, and so me and Rick, we had to work. We paid for our football equipment for 10 and under. I was in 10 and under. He was in 12 and under at Ben Hill.
Me too.
And so we worked and got our money together to pay for our football equipment. So we wouldn't. It was nothing new to us to get out there and get it.
Yeah.
I followed my cousin. He taught me. He was like, "Come on, man, we gotta go make some money." So we would go knock on people's doors in the apartments and take out trash for quarters. And then we would go walk up to the Winn-Dixie and stand outside and take people's groceries to the car for groceries. Honest dollar. A way to make an honest dollar. But those are the things that I learned from Rick. That was my big brother. That's who I followed. That's where I got my hustle, from.
Yes, sir. So you see a young group called Outkast popping out of nowhere, and you say, I need a DJ for them, Rick. Talk to me about that when you first met those guys, and then also the whole dungeon atmosphere at that time. Was it fully formulated? Was it on the way? Was it just a thought? Was it an idea? And what was you thinking about peeking in from the outside before you got off in there?
Man, well, see, I was always in there.
Okay.
Because I lived, when we moved,
we
moved from Fairburn Townhouses. First, we moved from DeLoe Gardens, not Headland DeLoe. We moved from the apartments next to Allen Temple on Martin Luther King to Fairburn Townhouses. We moved from Fairburn Townhouses to East Point to Headland and DeLoe. So Headland and DeLoe was the start of Rick meeting Big Rube and Sleepy and Ramon, all the Dungeon Lords. That was the beginning of us starting to meet our musical family. And so from there people had already started. I remember we picked up Ramon. Ramon had got in trouble at home, so Rick said, hey man, I met a friend at school. We need to go pick him up. He got in trouble with his mom. So we went pick Ramon up. Ramon ended up living with us from then on. So that was our brother. And then everybody else started to migrate towards the dungeon and sleeping at the dungeon. So eventually we moved from Headland and DeLoe over to Conrad, which is off of Lakewood.
They would get started again now.
Which is off of Lakewood. And so that's where the real dungeon started. CeeLo and Goody and Gip and all of those people started to, migrate is the word I was looking for. Started to migrate towards the dungeon. And that's when it really started to, formulate and coagulate and turn into something.
When you started to see it turn into something, all of those brothers in that house, man, I mean, what was going through your mind at that time? Did you know that it was something special about to occur in there?
Man, you knew that everybody had the big picture in mind. And once you have a big picture and you have something to shoot for, then that starts to make the journey a little bit easier. So all of us in that house had one dream of making good music and making it somewhere, and to make it better than where we were. And so I think we all knew that we all had something special to offer. That's what made the Dungeon family so powerful. That's what makes the Dungeon family so powerful. Everyone's input into this one thing. It takes a little sugar, it takes a little bit of this, it takes a little bit of that, it takes a little bit of that. It takes all of that to create what we created, to make the timeless music that we did.
But coming in as a DJ first, was production something that was always on the back of your mind, or was it like, you know what, I'm just getting in while I fit in and cranking up this DJing?
I'm gonna say, I used to rap. I used to rap back in the day, back when I lived in Texas. My partner was a DJ. One of my homeboys I ran was a DJ. I used to grab the mic every night. And at the parties he would DJ, and I would rap. So rapping I was no stranger to actually rapping. But my forte was DJing.
So what kept you from rapping at that time with all the rappers down there?
Well, once again, I'm a quiet person. So once I got to sit around Rico, Ray, and Sleepy and watch them with a blunt hanging out of their mouth, ashes falling on the drum machine, and you in a zone so strong that you only care about the ashes and music being made, and that music feels so good that people from upstairs hear it and feel it and come downstairs because it feels so good, and then people all of a sudden start coming up with words because it feels so good. Those feelings is like dopamine. Those feelings, and so you were able to get that every day. As long as you slept there and woke up there, you were able to get that because the beats, it was like shifts. Somebody else hit the beat machine, somebody else get it, and so you always got that.
But see, DJ, at one time it was all a dream though, sir. When did it start to become reality for y'all? Because at the end of the day, it's hard to get a lot of people to believe in some dreams and some goals and to stay down long enough to even see it coming to fruition. So at what point did you start to say, shit, it's about to go down to this thing?
I think once when it really became real to me was after Cass got, PA. There was a group, Organized Noise produced PA first.
That's right.
So once we started going to, which is now Stankonia, started going to Bosstown, which was Bobby Brown's studio at the time. Once we started going to Bosstown's studio to work on PA's album, and there was a budget for it, and we were able to order food, and somebody would bring you food and that kind of stuff. I think that was when I realized that, hey man, I think something is really happening.
Yeah,
like there's somebody else's money up. Somebody else is putting up money. Because nobody ever put up money for us. We always went and worked hard and grind for our money to make it happen. Yeah. So once somebody started putting up some money for it, I think is when I realized that that it was going somewhere.
The personalities in the dungeon, though, DJ. Yeah. I mean, navigating those, because I'm pretty sure everybody wasn't easy to get along with all the damn time. So what was that like, just dealing with the different personalities at that time and seeing folks come together?
I think, fortunately, we all still had that goal in mind. Yeah. And so that big goal outweighed any complications you might have had with somebody on a personal level, whether it was small or big. Nothing ever really big. Yeah. Just brothers and
brotherly.
Yeah, just brotherly love. And so I think just our common desire to get to where we wanted to go. Yeah. I don't necessarily remember it being a lot of that.
Back and forth.
You might have squabbled. You might every now and then you might have decided try to figure out where you're going to put your sleeping bag on the floor. If somebody's a little newer than somebody else and they put their bag down, be like, hey, no, that's Quay's corner right there. You can't. You might have had those kind of disagreements. Yeah. Other than that, nah, man.
When you link up with Cass, though, man, was that just magical for you, DJ? Did you realize that y'all were about to go and make history, or was this just the beginning of something new for you?
In my mind, I had already made it.
Ooh.
Once I secured another job other than taking people's cars and doing crazy shit. Once I had been named the DJ of Outkast, in my mind, I had made it. So everything else was a bonus at that point. But man. I forgot what you just.
Watch your Southern Playalistic come together.
Yes. At
that time, now you the DJ. Yeah. So how are you feeling? Also, were you the DJ before the album got done?
I was the DJ before the album got done. So all of the wheels of steel and all of the different things, all the cutting and scratching on the album, that was done by yours truly.
My God.
And I guess once we hit the road, man, we started hitting the road, and we did about 3 years. Felt like 3 years of promo with you just got per diem to pay for your hotels and a little food. Yeah. And that was pretty much it. We were out there on promo for about a couple of years, man, just grinding it out. Artists these days don't even have that experience of having to get out and go do. We did a show in a skating rink, man, that had 3 milk crates laid out. Yeah. And that was what we stood up on in the middle of the skating rink floor when there was probably about 7 people in there. But that was kind of what you had to do in the start before you made it to the arenas and before you made it there. You had to start somewhere. So
those humble beginnings, though, man, to be able to see those with your own eye, man. Because see, you could tell that to somebody, but they ain't gonna believe that. Man. They ain't gonna believe that those humble beginnings are there for superstars as well. Absolutely. So I mean, how do you feel like that played a part into everybody's growth moving forward, just remembering where you came from and where y'all ended and finished up at?
Man, it had to play a really big part because I tell you, some got it. Yeah. Some understood it and got it and were cut out for music, and then some weren't. Yeah. So the ones that stayed consistent and stayed with it continue to thrive. Yeah. And do well.
So now, you telling me y'all going to perform in a room?
Yes, man.
With 7 people.
7 or 8 people,
and then next thing you know, y'all rocking arenas.
Yes, man. Rocking arenas and realizing that we, I'll tell you another moment that let us know that we had arrived.